Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. We're here today to talk about March Madness. That was kind of a sloppy, which is NCAA Division I Men's Basketball. And NCAA, if you're not familiar, is the National Collegiate Athletic Association, and they have sports of all kinds for college level in the United States, maybe part of Canada, now that I think about it. But this March Madness is men's basketball. So I'm interrupting the planned schedule, which is unusual for me to have, but I did because I started doing a recap of my first 300 videos and kind of discussing what I've done up until now yesterday, and realized it was more than I could do in one video. So I plan to do part 2 of that today, but commenters had said you need to do March Madness and do the picks. And I had planned before March Madness to do a learn about basketball and, kind of teach it. But I don't have time for that because I realized March Madness is upon us. So I have made a bracket, and really what you need, there's so many teams. Oops, sorry. Hold on, let me set this down real quick. I don't want to make loud noise. There are so many teams that you actually need to do this, going in both directions, and then your final game is here. But I can't fit it all on camera, and also it just took forever to make, so I just did this. Within the Division I men's basketball, there are 353 teams. But obviously they don't all play in these final brackets. They have conference finals, and there are 32 teams that will be playing in these brackets. But there's 32 teams on each side, so there's more than that. So they also have, the 32 teams that win their conference, they are called automatic picks. And then there is something called an at-large pick. By the way, I didn't know any of this an hour ago. I'm taught it all. I learned it all this morning, and I'm sharing it with you before we do the picks. So there are these things called at-large picks, and a committee apparently picks the teams that they feel qualify. And then these teams are seeded, and I think that's like SEED, as people have asked. I've been in places, so seeded. And they give them a number based on how they feel they rank. And then all of these teams are split into regions. So there is I actually printed up a sheet. There's a east, a west, and then on this side, there's south and midwest. So they're put into different regions. And then those regions play and play and play until you have the regions playing each other. Okay. So that's the basic gist of what we're doing. But what's interesting, the at-large picks, they pick 36 teams. And then the conference winners are 32 teams. So you end up with 68 teams playing. And this bracket only holds, each of these will be a team. So you'll have a team here and a team here and a team here and a team here. And then they're basically playing each other. And the winner goes to here and here. Does that make sense? So in this bracket, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So you have 32 here, and then on the other side over here, you'll have 32. And if you add that up, it's 64. So we're missing 4 teams. So I thought maybe I had made a mistake when I built this. But turns out there is a thing called the first 4. What? So we needed to add a bracket for the first 4. And the first 4 come from different regions. And there's a south and a west. But then interestingly, there was a Midwest and another Midwest. I didn't remember to look this up. But my guess is that there are more teams playing in here, or there are more teams that are rated by the at-large picks as worthy of being in here. I don't know. In the comments, if somebody can tell me, why isn't there just a region? Why aren't the first 4 each one from a different region? I don't know. But anyway, so today I thought we will do the randomized pick for the winner of the first 4 games. But first, let's learn who's playing in those games. And I do have a sheet of paper here because I don't know. And then we'll write them down on a card and we'll cut it and then we'll pick winners. How's that sound? One other thing I read that a commentator, I think his name was Brent Musburger, in the 1980s, he said March Madness and it just caught on. And now that's why it's called March Madness. All right, so the first 4 are played on March 19th and 20th. And the teams are Boise. I don't know if you'll be able to see, maybe. Boise State, Colorado, Virginia. Whoops, I don't want to pin that. Colorado State. I know so little about colleges, so this must be, what, University of Colorado? And then Virginia, is that University of Virginia? I don't know. Anyway, okay, Colorado State. Montana. State. What does that say? Grambling. Guys, I've never heard of that. I'm sorry to Grambling. I'm not familiar with your school. Grambling, Howard, but I really don't know that much about colleges at all. And Wagner. Okay. Boise, Colorado, Virginia, Colorado State, Montana, Grambling, Howard, Wagner. So, in the first 4, we'll have Boise State. We'll be playing Colorado. Okay. And then Virginia is playing Colorado State. And then Montana is playing Grambling. And Howard plays Wagner. Okay. So do you guys have your pick for who should win this? So you can see once we do this bracket, we got to write all these college names. So I got to think about how to do that and how to make them fit, because look how I made this too narrow. They're barely going to fit. Dang it. Oh well, we'll sort that out later. Right now we're just picking our first 4. Okay, so how I think I'll do this is sort of like I did with, I think it was maybe football playoffs. I'm going to grab them all up and then mix them up and then close my eyes and randomly pick one. And you just have to trust me that I'm closing my eyes, because I will. I could put them in a hat, I guess, or something. Maybe I did that. You know what? I think I may have. I don't have a hat or a bag. But maybe when I do the bigger picks, that might be complicated. I don't know how that's going. But maybe I'll get like a bag or hat I can put them in. But for now, we're just going to close our eyes and randomly pick. But I kind of like the sound of the crinkly card, so I don't know if a hat's is nice. Okay, closing my, hold on, let me first, before I close my eyes. Oops. Get them all kind of on the same. I don't want you to fall out. Okay, I'm just going to do it over like this. All right, closing my eyes. And we're shuffling. And we're shuffling. Okay. We're just going to pick one right in the middle. This one. Wagner. That was down here, right? Wagner. Playing Howard. So, we have Wagner winning against Howard. What do you guys think? Is that a good call? Don't know. Don't know. I don't know. All right. Next is, so one of the things I read while I'm shuffling these, they seed all the teams. Actually, I do have a slight confusion about that now that I think about it. But anyway, and then what they do, hold on, I'm going to pick one. I have my eyes closed. Here we go. Montana State is playing Grambling. So where's Grambling? There they are. So the seeding. One thing that's really interesting I found is once you get to here, they seed the team. So basically give them a number 1 through, I don't know what, 16, I guess. Something like that. And then the highest seeded team plays the lowest. And then the second highest plays the second lowest. And so once you get further in, they're closer together. But the top team plays the, lowest seeded team, which is kind of interesting because you only get one game. And, sometimes a game can be weird. So, like, they call it a Cinderella game or something, Cinderella story, when a lowest seeded team beats the highest. I was like, that's kind of fun. That's very exciting. But I wonder if, has there ever been like where one of those Cinderella teams ends up winning the whole thing? I'll have to look that up later when we do. That was a nice sound, whatever that was. Okay, closing my eyes. Here we go. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out. We have to be relaxed when we do the pick. I'm going with this one. Virginia. Virginia plays Colorado State. Colorado State. Okay. That's our winner there, Virginia. And we're shuffling. We're shuffling. All right, I'm gonna go and let one of them. Nope, it's not working. I got one in my hand. Okay, who is it? Colorado beats Boise State. All right, what do you guys think? Our picks are Colorado, Virginia, Montana State, and Wagner for the winners of the first four. And then what happens is some of these brackets, they have like Colorado / Boise on it right now. So once they know who wins this, they'll get plugged into the bracket. So that's why we can't pick all these yet, because we don't have who's won these games. So once we have these, then we could do a pick of all these if people want me to. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so that is step 1, I guess, of March Madness. And then we'll plug them all in here. And then whoever wins here goes here. Whoever wins here goes here. Whoever wins here goes here. Whoever wins here goes to here. And then boom. Oh yeah, and the way they ended up in here was the 4 lowest rated, I guess, or they'd lost the most games, but they automatically qualified to be in it. They're 4 of the teams, and the other 4 were the 4 lowest seeded teams in the at-large pick. So that's how they came up with these teams. Yeah. All right, well, in the comments, let me know if there's like stuff I should... I don't want to know too much. I don't want to bog myself down too much. But if there's anything before we do the next picks, I think all I have to do is put the teams in here. I have to make them small enough. And then, get the winners from these and pop them in here. I may have to make them before I go on here because I have to get the size right. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't make this small enough. Maybe once we've knocked out these, we could make another one smaller so I can have the whole thing in here in one shot. I don't know. All right, guys, so keep an eye on these games. Colorado, Virginia, Wagner, and Montana State.